Hey folks, it's Mr. Will with Loog Nation, where future guitarists start. And today we are continuing our lesson on playing by ear, and I've got a few exercises for you today. So grab your Loog, let's play along. I'm going to do this as one take so you can follow along with me as I do my exercises and train my ear to hear the difference between a half step and a whole step. And we're also going to start to learn more about the fretboard and what the heck these little dots are all about. Okay, let's go. I pick up my guitar or my Loog and I want to warm up my fingers every single time I play. So I am going to do an exercise that helps my fingers move smoothly and confidently on the fretboard. And it's the first four fingers on frets 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, I call this exercise 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a play on a dancer's count off and also a music count off, but I also like to play in the middle of my Loog and or guitar fretboard so I can strengthen my hand. I get used to pressing down properly, the placement of my fingers, where to make the best tones on my instrument, on my Loog. And I want my finger to always kind of be right behind the fret. The reason I pick the 5th fret is because it's got a dot. This is called a landmark fret. Your Loog has a landmark on 3, 5, 7, 9, and 12. The 2 dots represent the octave. We talked about that in the first lesson of playing by ear a couple of weeks ago. I've got a link for it in the description, and I'll also link it at the very end of this lesson for you. It's really important to learn your major scale and understand that you can play melodies and scales up and down on the fretboard of your Loog. The 2 dots represent the 12th fret, which is the octave, the do, do, do. Yeah, Beat. I know my singing isn't very good. Thank goodness I'm just a Loog teacher. Beat's here to help us today. Beat is going to have little charts up here and help us along as you learn how to add and play half notes and whole notes into your music knowledge. Thanks, Beat. A half step and a whole step. Okay, let's get into this. The exercise that we're playing, 5, 6, 7, 8, is a half step exercise. Half step. The half step is going from one fret to the next. That's a tone shift, right? The interval between one tone to the next is just a little half step. That's what we call that in music, a half step. Sounds like the theme to a movie. That half step is something we need to train our ear to learn. So we're going to do it by actually doing an exercise. We're going to go up 3 little half steps. We're going to start on 5, go up to 6, go up to 7, and on 8. And this also gets our fingers warmed up. First finger, second finger, third finger, 4th finger. So you should be playing along with me right now. Let's go. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to do that twice. You hear those half steps, and we're getting our fingers warmed up. Let's move to the 2nd string. Same frets. Now we're on the 2nd string. Really try and press down with the tips of your fingers. 3rd string. Tips of the fingers. Great. So we did 5, 6, 7, 8 with our 1st finger, 2nd finger, 3rd finger, 4th finger on strings 1, 2, and 3. You can also go the other direction. Let's go from 3 to 1. We're going to play it one time each, going from the 3rd string to the 1st string. Are you ready? Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. First string. Good. So now we've played these half steps several times now, and my ear is starting to really hear what a half step sounds like. And my fingers are now starting to get warmed up. Couple of tips. Make sure that your fingers are right behind the fret, not in the middle of the fretboard, but right behind it. This creates a better chance to make a really clean tone. Your thumb always needs to be back behind the neck. Notice that I'm not playing like this, right? I'm not grabbing, or I'm not playing like this, right? I've got my thumb dropped down, like I've got thumbs up, and I put it against the back of the neck, right? The rounded part, my thumb print, I want to put on the back of my neck. And then I take my hands and I drop my wrist, right? See how my wrist is dropped, right? This is a nice way to know that I'm using my thumb. I'm trying to touch my thumb through the fretboard, through the neck of the guitar. And it can move and shift. If I need to move it up a little bit to help with my pinky, I can. Or if I want to slide it back to get that first finger, the thumb is constantly sliding and moving on the back of the neck. And that is why it's smooth and round, to help you out. Creates leverage and also makes it easier for you to press down on those strings. So there's a warm-up that also trains our ear for half steps. Those are half steps. Another challenge for this is to move up and down the neck in half steps. This will answer the question why there's 2 dots on 12. If I start with the open first string, and then play 1, 2, 3, 4. I shift it up to 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 9. So there we are. I'm moving from a couple of dots. I'm playing no, open, no frets. 1, 2. Then shift to 5. Then, so I'm playing open 1, 2, 3, 4, shift 5, 6, 7, 8, shift 9, 10, 11, 12. And we made it to the octave. So it takes 12 half steps to go from an open tone, this open tone, it could be on the second string or on the third string, to the octave. 12 half steps. Let's do it on the third string. Ready? Together. Open. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift. 5, 7. Shift. 9. There we go. We made it all the way up. And we can go backwards. Let's try it. Ready for the challenge? I'm going to start with my pinky on 12. 11. 10. 9. Now I'm going to shift, and I'm going to go to the 8th fret pinky. Did you find it? And I'm going to play 4 with the pinky. 3, 2, and then end on the open tone. So this is a really good extension of that warm-up, listening for those half steps. Great. Now, I don't know if you knew this or not, but you played a scale. That's right. Yeah, B. There it is, a chromatic scale. Whoa, chromatic. That's a cool word, chromatic. I am chromatic. A chromatic scale means that we're moving through each half tone one little step at a time. It's like a big, slow, long staircase. there you go. That's a chromatic scale from do to do, playing each half step along the way. Now, why am I telling you the chromatic scale now, and I taught you the major scale first? Well, we aren't really inherently born to hear the half steps of a chromatic scale. That sounds so very complicated. What we're really born to hear is that major scale sound. Right? We naturally hear that and we go, oh, yeah, that sounds right. That's correct. That's why I taught it first. We're learning the chromatic scale today so we can start to really train our ear the difference between a half step and a da-da-da whole step. All right. So you've already been playing some whole steps with the major scale. Do, re, mi. Right? Do, re, mi. I'm changing the key right now. We're going to go, actually I'm going to do the C major scale. This is going to make more sense because I'm going to use my landmark frets as I climb up the neck of the guitar. So do to re and re to mi are whole steps. Right? That's a melody. We know that one. Frere Jacque? Yeah. Now, I'm only playing 3 notes, but notice I'm traveling 5 frets, right? I'm starting on the 1st fret, I'm going to the 3rd fret, and then I'm going to the 5th fret. That is a whole step because we're skipping 1 fret. So we're going from 1 to 3, that's 2 frets. And from 3 to 5, that's 2 frets, right? It's kind of basic math, simple math. 3 to 5, 1 to 3, 3 to 5. So 2 half steps make up a whole step. Half step plus half step equals a whole step. There we go. And the major scale has several whole steps. We go from do to re, that's a whole step. Re to mi is a whole step. Now mi, fa is our half step. Right? So we have good. Now notice that we've moved from playing on the dots. Now I'm off of the dots, right? Now I'm off of the landmark fret. I'm on fret 6. I'm going to go up a whole step. I'm going to go up 1 more whole step. I'm going to go up 1 more whole step. And then a half step. So we hear the difference between a whole step, right? And a half step. And as I've said before, in a major scale, there's only 2 half steps between mi and fa and ti and do. And that is a formula, meaning it's the same no matter where we start, no matter what scale we play. If we're starting with G or A or E or F or C, any of those letters, any of those sounds, that's a B major scale. That's a C major scale. And the only difference is where I started and making sure I play the formula. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Now you saw inside of us learning about whole steps and half steps, I played a melody. Right? So this is Frere Jacque. Notice I'm starting on do and I'm climbing up and going back, climbing up, and then we change and we go. Notice that I'm going from a whole step melody to a half step melody and then another whole step. Because I'm playing inside of a major scale. So there we go. We're listening for whole steps and half steps. This exercise Helps us train our ear for half steps. This exercise. That helps us train for half steps. And then the major scale gets us listening to both whole step and half steps. You could also play a whole step exercise. It just takes a lot of stretching. I could go 3, 5, 7, 9. These are all whole steps. It's not really a pleasant sound, but it is getting us used to stretching over 2 frets. That's just a little bonus workout for you if you're interested in playing more whole steps. But I would say stick to the half step exercises we just did, the chromatic scale, and then play the whole, half formula of a major scale. This is how we start to train our ear. Great job! You also got a little bonus of Frere Jacque inside there. So, I hope this was a helpful lesson for you today to know the difference between a whole step and a half step, that these dots are little landmarks for you to know where you are on the guitar, and to recognize that the 2 dots are the octave on the fretboard. So, you have a lot to work with. I hope you go back and listen to and watch lessons 1, 2, and 3 so you can continue to build your playing by ear skills. All right, there'll be more next time. We're going to learn how to take scales and put them into chords. Whoa! Yeah, that's going to be fun. All right, until then, I'll see you later.